Hey everybody, welcome to a new type of video. This isn't Rig, this is a new series called Will You Press the Button? I'm going to do this one as a series because it's so interesting. It's a really cool little topic, So for the starter one, will you press the button? And this is kind of how it works. You get this positive. It's like you get to live in the Pokemon universe. But Pokemon die rather than faint in battle. Now, I'm not a big Pokemon fan. I never really was. So, I just feel like it would be abused so badly that, I don't, yeah. 52% of people pressed the button, 48% didn't. And then, normally there is a couple of comments down on there, but I guess not in the mobile. I feel my decision there was good. I don't, what's the bonus? You get to be cruel to animals. Reading this one, I think it's something that I just haven't seen before, like a movie or a game. You become an immortal god and lead warriors on crusades throughout the galaxy. Your sun will strike you down and you will be in a catatonic state for 10,000 years. 10,000 years of just sleeping. Oh, that's a good... Oh yeah, I'm gonna press that button. Dude, I would so press that button. Oh, more people didn't press the button. This is just when we're gonna say, logical and, No, this one's feelings. This one is, what do you feel would be better? So, it's about, what you feel and not what makes the most sense or whatever. Okay, you'll discover the cure to cancer, but Apple will take credit for the discovery. Does that mean they take, full credit? Yeah, it's still a cure for cancer, but does that mean they take, full credit, or, they lie and everybody lies and it's like, oh yeah, Apple did it, and they're like, how'd you do it? And they're like, oh well, we slapped two iPhones together and that's what happened. It's a cure for cancer. And you can prove that you actually did it. Apple will try to take credit, but you can be like, no, this was me. This was all me. And people might not believe you, but hey, man, you made the cure for cancer. You know what you did, and you know you're a good person. You will be able to master every video game. Dang, that would be great. But you can only play games that people say are good and not what you say. So you're good at games. You're really good at games. You're the best gamer ever. But you can only play positively reviewed games. Not the kind of... you can still play all the games you kind of want to. If someone says, how many people have to say it's good just to force your friends to say the games you like are good? That's why I'm kind of deciphering here. What does it mean that it says that people say are good? Because everyone has a differing opinion. You can see a lot of games in the App Store that have this kind of arc from 5 is really high, and then 4 goes a little lower, 3, 2, and then it goes to 1, and 1's really high too. So, I guess objectively, people say every game is good, so I would click that button. Everyone says, people are like, oh yeah, that game's good. Just find someone with similar interests and tell them to tell you what games are good. And even if a game's bad, just tell them to say that the game's good. You become a human calculator and can calculate anything inside your head. You lose the ability to read and write. Oh, loophole. You can just type everything. Or you can have somebody else write it. Does that mean... Because I could type. Because I know the keys well enough that I don't have to read the letters on it to know, which key it is. So I don't need to read that. Can I gain my ability to read and write back? Let's see what the top comment is. Books all my life. I could never. Because you could solve so many equations that are, it's become a human calculator, and you just go out and just say every digit of pi. What's the last digit of pi? Actually, it's, 3. No, what? I don't know. But I think you lose the ability to read and write. I mean, reading is great, but you can have things read to you. Does that take away Braille? Because Braille isn't technically like reading with your eyes, but it's like reading with your hands. Oh, there's Audible.com. Oh, we're fine. There's Audible.com. Audible's got our back. Yeah, a lot of people are... But I mean, like, music, you can still hear and understand what people are saying. So you can only talk, though. But you can do any math. Like, you can't write down what you do, but you can tell people answers. And, like, you can tell people how you got there. So, I mean, like, you could solve so many cool things. And you probably find the cure to cancer if you knew all the math to it. It's like, we don't have a quantum computer, so I have to calculate this. Step up to the plate, man. I think that's more like a good of the world. All women in the world will perform any sexual acts you please. All women in the world are not highly fat and unattractive. I don't really want that. I mean, I don't have any desire for the women to do that, so why would I press the button? Like, the only person I would ever want, like, to do that with me would be, like, my wife, and, like, I could just, like, find a wife on my own. Like, I don't need this. I mean, like, if you held a gun to your head, you could get anybody to do it. You'll have nearly endless intelligence and knowledge. You'll never be able to feel emotions again. I mean, I don't really feel very many emotions at this point. I'm kind of dead inside. But I guess everybody's dead inside. Conspiracy theory. The world actually did end in 2012. And, because, like, has anybody actually felt alive since 2012? Has the world ever actually done anything really good since 2012? I think not. But, like, you could do so many good things with that. It's like, you have nearly endless intelligence and knowledge. What's the cure to cancer? Oh, here's the cure to cancer. You don't have any emotions. You don't say, oh, I'm so proud that I found the cure to cancer, because you don't care. It's just kind of like a, not caring, I guess. I would do that, man. Like, you wouldn't be able to feel love, but you wouldn't be able to feel love, and that would kind of suck, but, like, you could still have someone that you... They make a documentary on your life and your quest to find love. You can't feel love, but you gotta find your true love. You can acquire any movie, book, video game, song, or TV show immediately and for free. The ending will be spoiled for everything that you acquire through that method. Well, I mean, how do you spoil the ending of a song? It's not like you do much. Like, and now for books, I'm kind of thinking right now like a series. And I mean, I still kind of like, I've heard endings of books before and still read that book afterwards and enjoyed it. Because any good book keeps you entertained through the middle, and you don't really, like, once the ending comes, it's like, oh yeah, cool ending. It just kind of wraps everything up, but it's still nice to read. But it doesn't say that's the only way I have to get it. And, like, what about, like, I could get free, I'm just immediately going to gambling. But I could take, like, sports game, I could take, like, the Super Bowl, and get it for free, and the ending would be spoiled, and I'd put a lot of money on whoever's gonna win, and everyone's like, oh, you're an idiot, they're actually gonna lose, and, like, throughout the whole thing, everyone's like, oh yeah, we're gonna win, and then, like, they come back and just win. And it says only the ones I get for free are spoiled, and for some games, that's just worth it, because you can just get ones that you want to know the ending to. You can just pay for it. I mean, you just get the free stuff that you don't really care about the ending. You get unlimited money, but you have to leave the country and never return. Oh, I'm pressing that button. Dude, I could just travel the world. Like, I mean, I could never come back to the country, but I could just pay for my family to come visit me. It's like, where are you living? Oh, Barbados. Oh, where are you living now? Switzerland. Dude, I talked to you like 2 seconds ago and you said Barbados. I have 700 houses. Like, dude, that would be so cool. Like, you don't need, like, just, I guess, like, you know, in America it'd be nice. I'm still technically a citizen, so I'm a citizen abroad, I guess. I think that's what they call it. I would do that. No doubt. You can, oh no, you can create any item you want, but you become slightly more autistic every time you do. The higher the value of the item, the more autistic. Oh my gosh. I think you kind of have to, like, look, I created the cure for autism. These loopholes. I love when you press the button, because there's so many people who are so smart about these things. They're like, oh, there's a loophole right here, and it's a big glaring loophole, and you guys are just kind of like paying attention to the question, not about what you could do afterwards. But I mean, you can create any item you wanted, and autism is like in your brain. So if you made a machine that would just fix your brain every time, or like you copy your brain beforehand, oh, and you make a cloning device, and it just clones your brain every time and just sticks it back in your head. So every time you're fine, because you're like, for like, oh, you get more autistic. You just made like a 38-ton solid brick of gold. You are almost like you can't do, or like so low functioning that you can't do anything. And then you just walk over and it just fixes you immediately. I would press that button. You just make something that would fix autism, and you'd be fine. Plus, like, you know, you don't have to, but like, say you're in the desert and you're gonna die, you can create a bottle of water so you don't die and you're just a little autistic. You'll get free coffee wherever you go, but they will always get your order wrong. I mean, I don't drink coffee. I don't really like the smell of coffee. I know that's gonna tick a lot of people off. I don't like the smell of coffee. Just personally, it's just something I just don't like. Like, ugh. It's not like it's super bad, I just don't like it. You get free coffee wherever you go, but they'll always get your order wrong. I mean, I could just go and grab, like, just coffee and just sell it to people. Or, like, just, hey, anybody want this kind of coffee? I don't want it. The world will have peace and unity, but this is caused by a common enemy, you. The world will stop at nothing to make you suffer. They won't let you die. Well, I have the unlimited money, so I could just kind of leave. I mean, like, is this just, like, ritualistic? Can I change their mind eventually? But I mean, it's world peace. World unity. That'd take away a lot of suffering. Then it's not peace, it's a delusion. Oh, yeah, because they're not peaceful. They're just changing their rage onto something else. Like, there's no peace if they're still raging on somebody. There's unity. I mean, world unity wouldn't be that bad. But I mean, Kim Jong-un and Donald Trump want to make me suffer, and they just slap their buttons, and just the whole world's gone. I'm not going to press that button. Not for selfish reasons, but because I know they would probably use a nuclear bomb, because that would cause the most suffering and damage to me if they nuked me, and then the whole world would be a lot worse off. You could turn to any animal you wanted, but that animal would turn into you for the time you are the animal. Ah, jeez. I just can think of just locking someone, just like locking an animal in a cage and just mind swapping it. Is that what it is? Like, you lock yourself and the animal in the cage. But does the animal have human intelligence now is the question. Let's see what the top comment is. Dragon. Oh. Yeah, because dragon would be smart and I would like that. Be like, hey, dragon, you want to change for a little bit? Like, dude, I could be a dragon. You could be a human for a little bit. Get that experience of mortality. Dragon would be like, yeah, I could never get that as a dragon. And you just... Or like any other kind of sentient, you turn into somebody else, humans or animals. Oh, I would so press that button. And it doesn't say you have to do that for a long time. So, oh, your best friend has a really big job interview coming up, but he's really bad at interviews. So you switch bodies with him, and then you go into the interview for his place. And so he gets a job, and you're a really good friend, and everybody's like, yeah, you're such a good friend. That's kind of an interesting question, but it's only good. No one in the world can get cancer ever, but all your family dies. Just slides button into box. Just waits for all the family to be dead. Slaps button. Okay. Hold up for a second here. Hold up. No, I will not press that button because technically we're all related through a common ancestor, so that means everyone would die. Literally everyone would die. Yeah, I'm glad the majority of people realize that they didn't set your immediate family or your slightly extended family. Because your immediate family is like your parents and your siblings and your children, if you have children. And that's it. And, like, you know, if that was the case, that'd be... I mean, like, you just wait for them all to be dead anyway, and then you just slap the button after it's been in a box for 60 years. But... What if it doesn't stop there and you die and then it just basically spreads to your immediate family and they all die, and then everyone related up to them dies and then they all die and everyone's dead because, like, technically we're all related through a common ancestor in the past, so literally everyone would die. Literally everybody in the world would die, and that would suck. You can change the size of your penis / boobs at will, but no one will know. But everyone will know about it. I want them to know. Oh, like they know that you changed. So, like, I just change the size of penis. Just everyone in the world. Oh, dang, that man just changed the size of penis. Like, but think about it though. Like, it's like everyone would know. But would anybody care is the question. I mean, I'll hit that button. Because you don't have to. You could do it like once. You'd have a massive penis. It's like 7.5 feet long. Get a world record. Just leave. And then just back to normal, man. Oh, this is... The Arab-Israeli conflict ends, but it ends because they're all dead. As an American, now we get the oil for free. Oh, free oil. Oh, but the oil that flows in my veins. I am proud to be an American, or at least I know I have oil in my veins. I mean... So... Everyone that's fighting dies, or every Arab and Israeli die? These are the conflicts of... The endings to a lot of these are not closed. Some of them are just, like, straight up, they're so open-ended. So, the conflict ends, but it ends because they're all dead. Does that mean only the the militias that they have and, like, the armies they have die? Or does that mean that everyone dies? And what percentage Arab and Israeli do you have to be dead? Like, some guy who's 49% just barely lives. You're like, I am the last remaining. I am the only one left standing. This one's really... I feel like I would press that button because it seems like it means just the fighters. The Arab-Israeli conflict ends because everyone who's fighting in that conflict dies. So I'm going to take it to be that. I'm going to take it to be not like literally everyone who has 1% Arab-Israeli blood dies. We're going to go with that, and we're going to say, like, we're going to see what people think. 53% pressed the button, but 47 didn't. So, you know, as in a slight majority, I think everyone else was kind of thinking just the fighters died, not everyone who has a little bit in them. How long have we been going? Oh, geez, 20 minutes. We're going to go a couple more, and then I'm going to leave you guys off with a good one. Let's see. You get superhuman powers of your choosing, but you can only use them when you are naked and someone can see you. Superhuman powers of attraction. Superpower to have sex with anybody. Bam. I mean, if you got, like, a really hot girlfriend... You don't just... it's just an ace in the hole. It's an ace in your sleeve. Your superpower is invisibility. Hold up. can you only start using it? Like, you turn invisible, but only when someone can see you, you are invisible. What? Well, you turn invisible, and then, like, you're just flickering back and forth, and it's just like, you're just like some motion blur, and everyone's just freaking the crap out about what's happening. Only when someone can see you. I would so choose to have the power of, like, invisibility. So you just, like, flicking around, like, so no one, like, actually, like, as soon as you just, like, take off your clothes and step out in the street and you just start blurring. And so everyone is just scared. But, like, you would use it to fight, like, bad people. Does that mean... Oh, you could tell if a security camera was on you because your superpowers would work. Because, I mean, if somebody was watching you. So you could have, like, almost like spider sense. But, like, only for when someone was watching you. Because security cameras, anybody watching you, your superpowers work. But when you're alone, they don't. You're just naked, and whenever it happens. I think that's a good one. I'm going to press that button because it's an ace in the hole, man. It's just like your card up your sleeve. You don't have to use it, like, almost ever. But when you do use it, superpower have a massive penis. You have a box full of the cutest puppies you can imagine. They never get older, never get sick, and never die. You can never have kids. No adoption, no surrogates. You'll never have any children. You cannot take care of children. This is just a flat. This is good both ways. Oh, who needs children? I mean, it's a plus. You get a box full of puppies and no kids. Does that just mean that, like, what would happen if you tried to adopt them? They would just decline you every time you tried to adopt? I think so. I think it'd be like, if you tried to adopt a kid, then you'd be declined. Like, and they'd be like, oh, why were we declined? It's like, I don't know, somebody else declined you, it wasn't me. But they said it was a stiff no. But, like, I don't want that. I want puppies to grow up. Puppies should get older. Yeah, it was a pretty even split. I just don't want to have puppies forever, man. Like, what happens when you die? Oh no, what happens to the puppies? They just get spread around the world and they're like some trade item. You can hear other people's thoughts whenever you are around. Whenever you're... That needs an apostrophe. Around a person. But you can never tune them out. Oh, this is a really weird one. Like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, you can hear people's thoughts and you can't tune them out. But think about it like this. Like, you could know if someone was attracted to you because they'd be like, look at this hot dude on the other side of the table. Be like, yo, you really think that? Oh, that'd be so creepy, though. Do you want to know? I mean, like, people say, the ability to read minds would be so cool, but do you want to know everything they're thinking and not saying? What about people, you know those times when you're just not thinking? Like, you're just kind of going along and, like, there's actually no brain activity. You're just kind of, there. Let's see what the top comment is on this one. I'd end up killing myself just hearing all the stupid thoughts, the depression ones, the cheerful ones, the normal ones. The thoughts that seem smart until their attention spans as the one that make you question reality. Here's everyone's hardships. I'm not going to press that button. That's just, you can't tune them out. You can't have selective. That's pretty even split too. You get one wish every day for the rest of your life. For every wish you make, 100 people die, and your wishes cannot counteract it. I wish for 100 people to be alive. It doesn't say you have to use it. So think about this. What if you said world peace? There's 100 people sacrificed. It doesn't say 100 random people, it's just 100 people. So I'm assuming it means random people, just 100 people just spontaneously die. I'm gonna leave this one up to you guys. Would you do it? Like, because there's world peace and things like that, but I'll leave it up to you. You guys decide. Would you press that button to have the wish? So, yeah, this has been going on for way too long. I'll make another video today. I'll make another one of these. But if you guys all enjoyed, make sure to hit that thumbs up button down below. I really enjoyed this. This is a fun thing. And remember, comment down below if you would press the button or not and why. See y'all